My name is Gilbert. I happen to be the Chief Operations Director for Advanced Pain Solutions as well as Key Advanced Surgical Center, which is ran and operated by Dr. Paul Key here in Fresno, California. I've been the Chief Operations Director for over 2.5 years, so technically I inherited MediTab as well as Dr. Catalyst. When we originally started, as well as me gutting out the practice and really having an understanding as far as what we do and what needed to be fine-tuned, Dr. Catalyst, I would say, was a true partner in the sense of anything that I wanted to adjust or tweak, whether it's a daily or if not weekly basis, I was able to communicate with them daily. They would even be open to setting up just conference calls for us to really dive into what it is I was specifically looking for. And in return, I'm getting daily reports on where we stand. So for me, it was a very easy engagement to just do transition right away. It's one thing as a management to work with staff. It's a completely different story when you have things that are outsourced that you're heavily relying on the backbone of your business to really be that support that you needed. And Dr. Catalyst, hands down, has really been that for myself as well as for our practice. I inherited this practice about 2.5 years ago, and stepping into this role as management, there are a lot of things that I was trying to gut out and really filter through in regards to the changes that I wanted to make. It was very reassuring and comforting to know that I had Dr. Catalyst, because whether it was a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, I literally could shoot them over an email or reach out to them, and we were either having a conference call or we were doing a daily touch base for me to really fine-tune what I needed from a management aspect to really thrive here at the practice. So I really considered them part of our backbone in regards to the things that I'm implementing, the things that I'm constantly changing, and I'm technically getting daily reports, which is a huge thing for them as well as for myself. In our industry, we happen to be in pain management, so it is crucial that we have information that is input into our charts to make sure that we are up to speed with things that our patients need. Even specific things that Dr. Key himself is needed. So literally at a drop of a dime, I can send out a text, send it over to the Dr. Catalyst team, and we are making moves in order to make those adjustments. So it's nice to know that whether it's a phone call or an email, I'm able to reach out to them, and then by day's end, we're already executing a different approach. Not only that, I get daily reports, so they work at the same time frame as my practice. So if we need anything, they're hands down available and ready the minute I shoot something their way. And then they are just resilient in regards to following up and letting us know what their daily reports are of their activity, which is a comforting thing for me for management, because even though I can't physically see them, I know that I have a team outside of my walls that is working on our behalf. And for management, that is something you definitely want to stand by. Being in pain management, a huge factor is making sure that we have results, that we have information and data regarding our patients on a daily basis. So there are immediate times that we need information that may not necessarily be dropped into our chart. So the thing that's great about Dr. Catalyst and the partnership that we have is whether I send them an email or I shoot them over a quick phone call, we're able to make those adjustments almost within the hour. Another thing that I'm such a fan of is the fact that we get daily reports. I'm given an email from the team that shows their status, what it is that they've done, any outstanding or pending things that are in queue, which is just a comforting thing to know that I have a team that's working not necessarily within my walls, but outside our walls as we just move forward with this practice. Advanced Pain Solutions here in the Central Valley, I mean, we are considered to be a high volume practice that is coupled by our surgery center. So there's a lot of factors that come into place that Dr. Catalyst extends our way, very down to the very beginning when it comes to eligibility and benefits. I mean, from the very start when our patients walk in, I mean, this can be critical information for us in order to move a patient forward in the process, whether they've been with us for a month or they've been with us us for extended years. But as the process within our practice moves forward, there are key factors that are huge. Fax management. I personally would have to hire another employee to handle the amount of daily faxes that we have incoming just on a daily basis. But backing that up, even with topics such as review of records, I mean, that could be extremely extensive for our patients and the situations and the things that we have that need to be input in the chart. So it's a comforting thing for us to know that we have a team behind us that is actually capturing all that information and dropping it into the proper chart for each patient on a case-by-case basis. Another thing that is a high importance for us is making sure that we have access to medical records. The amount of patients that we have coming through, if it is requested, it's nice to know that if we don't spot it within our chart, we could reach out to Dr. Catalyst, and within minutes, if not within the hour, we know and feel comforted that that's actually put in there, and we're able to get the information out to anybody that may be requesting medical records within our facility. If I were to rate Dr. Catalyst on a scale of 1 to 5, I hands down would give them a 5. Considering my own personal experience with management and working with them and the things that I've really wanted to fine tune, I can tell you I consider them an extension of our practice and our team. Getting daily reports, and I mean truly daily reports, and they are consistent on it in regards to what they do, the things that are pending, the things that are in process of, or even just the checkup of them wanting to know where they stand and if there's anything that needs to be changed from my aspect of where I stand here in the practice. These are critical things, and I think it's crucial to know that you have a team that's behind you, even though you can't physically see what they're doing, but just being able to monitor and gauge what's really taking place behind the scenes. So hands down, I would rant and rave that I give them a 5 across the board. When I first stepped into Advanced Pain Solutions and recognizing that we were partnered with Dr. Catalyst, from a management standpoint, it may not always seem promising that you have a team that is working remotely, let alone one that's not in the same country as where you're at. I know for some it could brush off as being discouraging, but I can tell you from personal experience, anytime I had an issue, if there is something that was coming up in regards to momentum that I wanted to move forward within the practice, or even just subtle changes, something is immediate as far as we need something to be dropped in the chart or we can't find a file, it is a strong point for me from a management standpoint to know that out of a click of an email, I can shoot that over and they are responding. So even though Dr. Catalyst is remote, for us it's almost as the sense as they're working in the building right next to us. This is a huge thing for us, and probably one of the main reasons why we've stood by Dr. Catalyst is because they really have become a backbone for our practice and just our everyday activity across the board. So someone like myself, who I consider a very hands-on manager, it could be a little alarming to know that you are inheriting a remote team. So for Dr. Catalyst and myself, working with them and even addressing some of the things that I initially thought would have been a concern because I can't physically see them, really they just blew that whole idea out of the water for me. With the touch of a button, with a phone call, they are actually following up more with myself than I am with them. And when you have that type of partnership in which you can tweak things, or in a minute's pause, if I want to change the direction of the practice itself, it's nice to know that I have a team, even one that I can't physically see, that is literally all hands on deck. That is a huge thing for myself, and knowing that I have them as part of our team is a plus in my eyes. If I were to recommend Dr. Catalyst to anybody that happens to be in our field, which in this case is pain management, I'm hands down going to give a double high five for this. There is an extreme amount of importance that is needed, and you need consistency. You need to know that people are there. You need to know that things are done in a timely fashion and that there's a very minimal amount of error. So knowing that you have Dr. Catalyst in your back pocket, for me, is truly just a strong staple. Whether we relocate or we expand the practice, wherever we go, Dr. Catalyst is going to be with us moving forward.